Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a book review. I'm not quite sure when this review will go up, so the fact that I've got a Christmas tree here might be really out of date, but I filmed this a couple of days after Christmas and I thought I'd get really festive and film it in front of the tree. The book I'm reviewing today is Legend by Mary Lou. I've had this on my to be read shelf for about a year or so now, but I wanted to wait until all the books were out until I could get my hands on them. I did have Champion before any of them because it was a signed edition, so I had to go back and get Legend, and I've just ordered the second one in the series, so hopefully that will come within the next day or two. I've also been really ill lately, and it's just sort of lingering off into a cold now, so I'm sorry if I sound nasally or I sniff. So this is like a young adult book. It's a little bit dystopian, sort of set in the future. It's in a future United States of America, and it's set on the west coast of America. It goes between two different characters. So the first character we meet is Day, and he's a young teenage boy. He lives in sort of the lower areas of LA, I think, or on that west coast, and he is the most wanted person by the government. He is one of their biggest criminals and has obviously done a lot of bad things. And then the other character we meet is called June, and she is like sort of top of the government. They have to do a test and she scored full marks, so she's seen as like the prodigy, and she's seen very highly by the government even though she rebels sometimes. And so they're in very different casts from each other. He's very low down, she's very high up, in that sense. And you think, why are we being introduced to totally different characters? But obviously they're going to end up meeting at some point. So I won't give away too much of the book. Bay's family still exist. He, for whatever reason, had to leave them behind, and his brother ends up getting this disease, and he wants to, or the plague, and he wants to find the cure for it, and that involves breaking into a hospital and trying to find the cure. In all this, he ends up, what we think, killing this guy called Matthias, not quite sure how you pronounce it, who happens to be June's brother. So instantly June hates Day, and they obviously want to go and find him and track him down and sentence him to death. And that's how the book evolves. It's June trying to find Day, and then how their relationship progresses, whether they get on or not. And it's actually a very gripping book. To start with, I was like, this is a bit naff, I don't quite understand it. It wasn't really warming to Day's character, but as the book went on I was getting more drawn into it. More questions were coming up and I was like, I want to know what the answers are for this. Really quite interesting. It's a little bit sort of military based in a sense. There's a lot of army and things like that, and there is they're part of the Republic, and the colonies, I believe, are seen as the enemy, and they're like opposing the Republic, but that wasn't totally explained that much. So that's really all I've got to say on this book. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, which may not sound a lot, but I feel like this trilogy could get a lot better throughout, so I just sort of started it off with a good 3 out of 5 stars, and it did grip me. I probably wouldn't read it again unless the rest of the series is great, but yeah, I will stop it there if you feel like you might want to read this book, because the rest of this could contain spoilers, not so much like telling you what actually happened, but just like questions you're left with wondering, and it just sort of gives away some like characters and things that happen throughout the book. So if you know you want to read it or it's on your to be read shelf, then probably exit out this video now. But yeah, if you don't care about that, then keep watching. So we're left with a lot of questions in this book. We wonder what's happened to Tess, which we eventually sort of find out after Day ends up having to leave her. What happened to his Day's brothers, which again we get some answers to, not full answers. We want to know what happened to June and Matthias's parents. Was their death really an accident? Was it on purpose? Again, we find that out. And also who really killed her brother, because from pretty much the get-go of the book we think it's Day, but things don't start to add up and we realise that someone else killed him, and that ended up being who they thought was their really good friend Thomas. And doesn't so much go in to say why he killed him, but just the fact that he found out too much about what happened to his parents. His parents knew too much, that's why they were killed. But we want to know really what it is that they found out. We do find out that the government do feed the plague into certain areas of the country, so that they can test their own cures for it, and that they're sort of trying to get rid of the weak people. There's just a lot of lies. So overall, I really like this book, and I really would suggest this series, and I can't wait to start reading the next book. So I hope you like this review, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!